So I have this really old gaming mouse, right? And it works fine for the most part. However, when I actually go to use the scroll wheel on this thing, basically it either doesn't scroll or it scrolls too far and then doesn't let me scroll up. So today I'm gonna try and fix that. Okay, so first things first, I gotta take this thing apart, figure out how to do that. I'm thinking probably under these dirty little hole things is where we're gonna find the actual screwdriver, the actual screws I need to take apart. So let's figure that out. So based on my like 5 seconds of research and Googling, the screw should actually be under here. The thing that says warranty void, although this mouse is pretty old, so it's probably already void. Let me just try and get that sticker off. I don't think I have to get the sticker off, but I want to. At least enough to show me the screw, right? Okay. There is... Dude, there's no screw under there. How do I open this thing? Okay, so apparently for this type of mouse, you can just kind of pop this back cover somehow, but I'm not sure how, so I'm gonna try and do that, probably with the pry tool, right? Hopefully I can get it in there, if there's even a spot, because I don't know if this is entirely possible or not. I don't want to... Oh, okay, it seems like it's in there, but is it gonna pry? Is it gonna pry? Yeah, this thing is like this cover right here is supposed to be able to be just popped. At least that's what I'm being told. There's so much grime on this thing. But let's see if I can get that done. Actually, should probably see how the person in the video did it. They made it look really easy. I feel like I'm screwing up somehow. Okay, they do just kind of pop this up from the bottom, but I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna keep trying. Okay, so I did get that off. It's like really grimy in there, but I've been at least at this for like 10 minutes. All I really needed to do was get like these 6 things to snap, but that took a while. So yeah, just like what I did was just like I took my screwdriver and my pry tool and I kept like sort of prying at it from each side until these things kind of snapped up. Although as you can see, this thing right here, here's the little thing that is supposed to be on it as well, but this one right here, it snapped off. That side's still fine. This would still probably snap into place. It might be jiggly a bit, although based on like the amount of grime in here, it'll probably glue itself together with the grime. So I did get some cotton swabs, and I'm just gonna pat this thing down, clean it a little bit. I don't sadly have any isopropyl alcohol. I want to get that in the future and maybe clean some things, but for now I'm just gonna try to clean the bits inside here with the cotton swab, so at least they're a little bit cleaner, which will make them last a lot longer. Okay, we're done with that, and as you guys can see, there is a screw in there, so I'm just gonna unscrew that real quick. And there we are, it's out. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let me consult the video again. Okay, so apparently after doing that, I kind of also need to look under these, because there are supposed to be screws under these. That person that the video I was watching, they didn't even bother with this. They just kind of opened the back and tried to clean the inside, but I don't think that's gonna fix my issue. So let's try to open these up now. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and use the pry tool to just get under these stickers, and hopefully I can just grab onto the sticker and peel it off like that. I do not want to damage the sticker because I do want to put it back on here eventually. So that's one. Let's do it with the others as well. Okay, so we have 3 screws here. Let's unscrew these and see if we can get the mouse to open after that. Oh, these screws are in there. These screws are tough. I mean, I'm assuming they've never been unscrewed, right? Since putting this thing together, these screws have probably never been unscrewed. So let me get that out. I think there's a lot of names for this particular type of mouse because it is just like a Chinese mouse that a bunch of companies resell. So this one, it says on it that it's like SM770 and Everest, but I'm sure you can probably find this mouse, like literally the videos I'm looking at, every single video of this type of mouse has a different company name on it. So it's probably just like different companies reselling the same thing. It is a cheap mouse, but it's lasted me at least 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. And honestly, if I can fix it, I can keep it fixed and running nicely, I don't even think I need a different mouse for now. Obviously, I would love to upgrade to something eventually, but for now, I could just keep using this. Because it's got good like side buttons and the clicks are nice. It's just the little scroll wheel that's been giving me problems. It's also the DPI is pretty nice on this. Having a lot of trouble with this last screw. I'm not sure why. This last screw just does not want to come out. Okay, maybe a different screwdriver. No, that one's too small. They're probably all too small because I was using the correct one. Okay, I think we got it. I think we got it. Great. Is this okay? That screw is definitely different from the other ones. I don't think it's different from the other ones. I'm not sure why I had to change screwdrivers for that, but I assume I should be able to just pry this thing apart now. So let's see. Yeah, it's just coming off, just like that. On this side too. If it doesn't, there might be additional screws. I think it should just pry apart now. But it pries from one side, the side I screwed off. I'm assuming there might be another screw that's supposed to be here, and it is actually in there. That might make it impossible to take this thing apart, but let me see how the person in the video does it. Oh, I think I forgot to restart recording, but basically I got to remove this sticker as well. This sticker is a bit cheaply made than the other stickers, so it's I don't think I'm gonna put it back on here once I actually remove it. It has like that cheap adhesive. If I had a heat gun, I could heat it up. If I do more sort of like repairy type videos, I might get more tools. Honestly, I only have like screwdriver stuff mainly because I use them to open up my laptop and computers and like just replace parts in there, clean it up a bit. I've never actually opened up a mouse before this, but since I did like the DS thing, I was thinking I could do more, sort of just like get into things, try to fix them. Yeah, this is a bad sticker. It's a terrible sticker. It didn't even fully come off. So I think I'm just gonna have to like pry it off slowly. I'm gonna keep working on the sticker, but I did find the other screw. There's also a latch right here that I'm probably gonna have to unlatch, but I'm gonna try and unscrew this screw before I continue with the sticker at least. So if I can get the mouse open and get the scroll wheel fixed, I can just like take the sticker off later, right? I gotta figure out how to get this mouse open. So we're gonna do that and then see if I can actually unlatch this latch as well. If I have a screwdriver that can fit in there, but let me see if it pries open now. So yeah, it just comes off. Something actually snapped inside the mouse there as well, but there we go. It just comes off. It removes the top shell. So yeah, the top shell is, there it is. It's the top shell, and this is inside the mouse. So this thing is pretty shoddily put together, to be honest. Let me just, how it would be normally, let me just align it back so that I don't do too much damage. I'm assuming that the laser sensor goes right there, right? That's where the laser sensor would be, and then the rest of the mouse would just kind of be seated right there. Okay, we're just gonna try and clean this as much as I can without really shaking the components up too much. So honestly, I am kind of curious to test if I can get away with just like cleaning the scroll wheel a bit, because that's what one person in one of the videos was able to do. I'm gonna plug it in like in this condition after I'm like done cleaning these contacts a bit, and then see if we can see if it just works, right? So let me just plug that in. That comes to life, and then I'm gonna see if, no, it's still doing the thing, right? It's still doing the thing that it was doing. And I wonder why that is, to be honest. Is it because so like this is what the sensor is, right? That's the sensor. Yeah, nothing happens. What about this? Oh, okay, so I think that it's that. You see, let me see how if I can explain this to you guys. We'll move this to the side. So this tiny, that thing right there, that is the actual scroll wheel. So when I like move this, like when I just move this thing actually like scrolls perfectly. But when I do it with that, it does the stutter thing because this thing doesn't always move. So this is where the scroll movement is supposed to happen. Okay, so what I did was I actually took this apart and just like kind of cleaned this little edge right here. There was like some hair stuck here. I was just kind of messing around with it. Got some hair out of there, and then this seems to now kind of be more tighter after removing that, where before it was just kind of loosely moving. So let's see if that fixes the problem. Let's plug this back in. So let me plug that back in and see if, well, first of all, I need to move to something scrollable. Oh, look, that actually fixed it completely. So let me just show you guys my screen. All I'm gonna do is go down and go back up. So really all I needed to do, and I'm gonna unplug this, all I needed to do was, what happened was well, first of all, I took this component out, yes. And then I just kind of, I slid this out, hoping not to damage it, right? Just hold the component, took that out, right? Took the wheel out, and then there was like dirt here, right? Dirt here on the wheel, and which wasn't letting the sensor spin essentially. So I cleaned the inside part of this and I removed a lot of grime from here, and then I just slid this back in. Now the video I was watching actually said to make this part thicker, so that was probably what I was going to try next, to just make this part, this little part right here, thicker so that it actually hits the contact and moves it. But just cleaning it might have, so I'm assuming because of like the dirt and hair that was on there, it was making it making the friction less and making it slide more. So after cleaning it and putting it back in, which took a minute to put back in as well, I had to figure out the exact angle that would go in at, and it doesn't go in right away. So let me just do that real quick. Okay, so it goes in there, and now it seems to be a lot tightly in there, so every time I move it I can actually feel it moving, versus before I felt it kind of sliding. So let's just plug it back in and make sure I didn't, in that demonstration, I didn't break anything. So we're just gonna make sure to snap it into place between all the places it already was. All right, that seems to be snapped. Let's plug it back in yet again. Plug it back in. All right, and yep, that works perfectly. Okay, let's reassemble then. I'm gonna plug it out for the reassembly. So make sure the wire goes from where it was supposed to be going from. Let's put the wire back in there, but these are pretty cheap wires too, so these could very easily snap off if I weren't super careful with them. But we're just gonna throw this back on here. Make sure it all snaps into place. Every little part of it. Something is possibly, and I'm thinking it's the wires, right? I'm assuming the wires are not letting the front part of this slip back in. Or maybe, oh, maybe I need to like slide it in like that. I think it is the wires though. Okay, let's see if I just let the wires kind of go up as they were. Because maybe the wires just kind of go up instead of being like, you know, in the way of anything else. Okay, something snapped in at the front here, so I'm assuming both of these. So in the front, there's like slide in places, right, on both sides. So I think those need to slide in, and they have. And then, yeah, everything else just kind of snaps into place. Before we actually put the screws in, let's make sure that everything works. So right click, left click, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down fast, scroll up fast. And yeah, it works. The double click, yeah, the double click works. The right shoulder button, the up and down shoulder buttons also work. And then the DPI adjustment also seems to be working. So yeah, all of them work. So I can actually reassemble it now. It's gonna make sure this thing, oh wait, because I forgot one of the main things. There was a counterweight in here. There was this counterweight, which is just a magnet, by the way. There was this magnet counterweight inside here to weigh the mouse down so that it doesn't, I don't actually know why it's there, but it does weigh the mouse down, makes it feel heavier, makes it feel, you know, easier to move around, I guess. But yeah, I put that counterweight in, and I need to screw that back in. That was the first things I removed, thinking that was gonna let me take apart the mouse. I've dropped the screw in there. Okay, that's back on, and now I can put this faceplate back on there too. Figure out how this is gonna snap in. Okay, it just kind of snaps in. And then I can just put the screws back in and we should be good. So screw there, screw there. I do think that all these screws are the same type of screw. They don't seem to look different, except for maybe, are these two different? I don't think, yeah, no, they're the same screw, right? They're the same screw. So I can just put these in each spot and just screw them in. No, I don't think the stickers are actually gonna be able to go back on there. Yeah, I doubt it, because I mean, I have them right there, right? I have them right there. I'll try to put them back on, but I do think these stickers are pretty low quality, and I don't think that they were doing much, to be honest. But I'll still try and put them back on there. Obviously the middle one I'm gonna pry out, but I'll probably do that off screen. So that is the last screw all tightened up. Let's see if these stickers will actually go back on here, because I doubt it. Okay, that one does. This one also does, I'm assuming. Okay, this one, sure, it'll stick itself on, or it'll fall off if it needs to. And lastly, this one should as well. And that one's also on there. Okay, I'm gonna do this off screen. Basically, that is the mouse. It works fine now. The scroll wheel is actually perfectly working. I can scroll up, I can scroll down, and it actually does what I want it to do. Let me try and also like zoom in and zoom out. And yeah, it actually scrolls the direction I want it to scroll. So that's there, and all the buttons are working, everything's fine. In the past, I've actually bought a new mouse because one of the scroll wheels stopped working on one of my mice. But if I was, you know, more sort of handy back in the day, I probably would have tried to do this a long time ago. But hey, if you have one of these, or if you have a cheap mouse, do know that you can always just open it up and fix it. I'm pretty sure most of the time with most tech, the issue really is just that something is dirty on the inside. That's what we figured out today as well. The scroll wheel was dirty, we cleaned it up, it started working. I'm assuming when like a left click or a right click stops working, usually it's because the click is not able to happen because there's probably dirt on it. So feel free to try and open things up and give them a little clean. Maybe they work better. But if you enjoyed this, if you found this a little bit informational, I'm gonna try and do more videos like this in the future. But if you've made it this far, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.